Hi guys, it's Kiarko here, back with another speed build. This was one I just kind of did, on the fly, improvisationally. It is like a sleek, designer-looking little apartment for like a young couple. It does have enough space to be like a couple and a child, but I just kind of designed it to be, a young couple's little studio space. The extra room ends up being an office space, and I kind of play around with this like idea of one of the people being like a photographer and the other person being, I don't know, like an artist or something, or a musician. So I kind of in my head planned out for them to be very artistic, very interesting people. I don't know. So this is kind of the apartment I came up with for them. Just like a really cute little space. Lots of custom content in it because I love my custom content, especially in builds like this where I can just play with, interior design and layout and all those fun things. It took me a while to figure out the configuration of this kitchen because I just couldn't settle on where to put the stove because I really didn't want to put the stove against the window, so I thought, oh, maybe I'll put it like against the back of these counters, and those didn't really match up or work well. It just kind of looked weird, so you'll see I end up just putting the stove right there instead and just go with the normal countertop space. I love these chairs I end up using there. They're really nice. I love the color. I love these lights. I love putting lights all the way across the bar. I do it a lot in a lot of my builds. I just think it looks so nice and clean looking, and it looks like there's like a lot of intention in the lighting. Like I usually don't have a lot of intention with my lighting. Like I'll just put in one of the saucer lights to just so I can see what I'm doing. But I love it when I have opportunities to actually make the lighting part of the design. So I love doing this with bars and stuff because I always think it looks good. Now I'm moving on to the living room. This is a really quick build. I got through it pretty fast because it's not that much space and it was all kind of cramped. But here I'm just picking out a couch. I went with one that matched the walls because I thought, it was pretty. It looked nice. It all looked very thought out and well designed, and that was just what I was kind of going for. I picked this really pretty soft lantern light thing. I love it. I love the color of it. I love, the atmosphere it brings. It's just really nice. And then I go with that really interesting design chair on the side, and here I am just picking out a matching sofa, or I guess a love seat on the side, and a coffee table. A lot of these custom content bits I actually haven't used before. I've had them for a while, like that chair and that coffee table. I just never used them. I don't know why. They're lovely. They're absolutely lovely. Here I'm just figuring out what kind of TV situation I want. End up going with the flat screen on the wall, and then figuring out where I'm gonna put, the little gaming console thing. Just decorating it. I love decorating. It's just so fun. I personally, like in my real life, I do want to be, I want to be an interior designer. And The Sims, I guess, is kind of practice for that. It just gives me a space to experiment and, look at different ideas and just figure out how to do it. And I just love doing this in real life if I could. Maybe one day. This is just, my early years, I guess. Here I'm just picking out a light. I ended up going with like a nice pink shade because I wanted to bring another color into this, so it wasn't all just black, white, and that blue color. So the pink was a nice touch. It's brought in a couple other places, a little bit in that painting, and I think in some decor I add later, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Here I'm just figuring out what the heck I'm doing with this table. I put those little pink slippers under there. Maybe it belongs to, whoever lives here. They just tuck their slippers in when they walk in the door. Here I'm just setting up a shelf, adding another painting. I chose a little painting that had like a little breakdown of a camera because I figured, if a photographer lives here, maybe that's a cute piece of art, like a cute little reference to what he does, or what she does, or what they do. Here I am putting in, just boxes and books and stuff, just, decorating the shelf as I always do, figuring out how to line up that box. Here I'm looking for stuff. It's a lot of these videos are just me looking for things, I know, I'm sorry. Here I am, again, just figuring out what I'm doing. I put a little console table credenza thing there. Or I guess it's a credenza, it's not a console because it's not like a media console, so it's a credenza. I'm trying to like learn all the terms and stuff so I can accurately describe to you guys what the heck is going on. Here I am just, decorating again, putting in some books and pots and that little flower thing. Yeah. I really like that vase with the crow on it. It's very interesting looking. Just decorating. I put a mirror here and then I end up going back later and deleting it. It just seems so big for the space. But it's there for now. You'll see it'll be deleted later. I love this wall clock. It's fantastic. It just looks so classy and nice, and I usually don't use clocks in my builds. I don't know why. I never know where to put them. But in this one, I worked out just be like put above like a little grid thing. It works. Here I'm just figuring out like the table situation, how to make a table fit. I didn't think I could, and then I actually found a way to do it. I don't know if it's actually like walkable around, or like if the Sims can actually like sit on one side of it, because it's kind of cramped. But I think they can. I think there might be enough space. Hopefully the game just lets me do it. Here I'm just messing around with, rugs and stuff. I use that same soft lantern type lamp again. I really like how it looks and just the color of it and the way it lights the space. It's just so lovely. Here I'm just putting a flower or a plant in the corner. I used that plant in my last build. It's so wonderful. I love it. Just picking out a painting for this wall. I go with like this fancy drawing, and then I just put a wall light above it. I scaled it down so it fit better. And then I believe, here we go in the bathroom. I use the same counter from the kitchen because I like continuity throughout homes like that, because I feel like it seems like there's more intention behind the build. Like if this was real life, I'd like my counters to match, so it seems like the whole house is like in on the same design. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Here I'm just, putting in little doodads here and there, just making the bathroom look nice, but also like used. Because I never want my spaces to seem like staged, like I know they're like a little bit nicer than a real life home would be. I know people have more clutter and have more personal objects, and not everything is in the same color palette, obviously, like I put it. But I put personal items here and there. I put a little bit more clutter than you'd have in like a home staging thing. You know what I mean? Like when you stage an empty house to be sold, you just put random furniture in there so it looks nice but not personal. I try to find a balance between that and like an actual personal build, so it kind of looks, nice but personal, but also just nicer than it would in real life, if that makes any sense. Here I'm just choosing a bed and a bed frame. I end up changing all of this. I changed the bed I use because I just didn't like the way it looked, especially with that rug I ended up choosing. I love the shape of this rug. I don't have any other rug shape like this. It's so unique, and I just love like the feel it gives to a room. Here I'm putting in some side tables, just make sure they're lined up well, and some lights. And then again, little decorations here and there that go with the overall build, but also seem like the space is lived in. I'm putting in a dresser here and decorating it. What do I put on it? I put a mirror in there, and then I put something on the wall, like a little calendar, so they can wake up and get dressed and look at their calendar and see what they're doing for the day. Tissue box, I guess. They need to blow their nose in the middle of the night. I put in some curtains, I do believe. Yeah, I put in these curtains on the side, just, for the illusion that they would, try to get some privacy. I've done this a couple times where I use this little cabinet thing as like a shelf. I really like how it looks, and I always love, the way it just kind of makes it a shelf, but also like a nice little detail on the wall. Here I'm just, finding something to put on there. I end up going with those little bottles. I don't know, maybe that's like their medicine or something. Didn't put too much thought behind that. Just figuring out where I'm gonna put this chair. I really like this chair, but it was kind of massive to put beside the door, so I ended up putting it in that corner. Here I'm just, decorating. I believe I throw a pillow in that chair. Yeah, I do. I just wanted, again, the space to look more lived in. I played around with the idea for a minute of them having like a cat or a dog or something, and I guess they still could in this build. I just ended up scrapping this idea because I didn't really like how the objects looked in the space. I ended up putting a plant there. And then moving on to the office space. So since this apartment is for 2 Sims, I decided to have 2 desks and 2 computers. So they each had, their own workspace and their own kind of area to do whatever it is that they particularly do. Like, for example, this desk against the wall ends up being like the photographer's table. And you'll see how that goes. Here I'm just choosing lights. It took me a while to figure out what light I was going to put here, but I ended up going with that one. Put in some books, a little file for the illusion that they're doing work. Coffee cup. Here I am just figuring out what the heck I'm gonna put here. I end up putting, what do I put? I put some files or something. I put like a photography book, and then I put some actual cameras on the table. So it seems like, their little camera collection and stuff. Here I'm just putting in the camera, and then the other camera, or I put a tripod in the corner, I believe. Oh, I stuck a piano in there. And there's the tripod, like another indication that, yes, this man is a photographer, or woman, or person, etc. Putting in a plant in the corner, just decorating the space, making it look nice and usable and lived in. I kind of don't like that window on the wall, but I couldn't really change it, because you can't really change apartments, unfortunately. There I am deleting the mirror, like I said, and putting in a picture instead. And then I chose to put a nice little rug in here just to tie the space together. I love this wallpaper, this pattern wallpaper with the keys. It's so beautiful. I put a pegboard there on the side, and it came with this little custom content pack where it's all this stuff for the pegboard, which is really nice. So I could put the little pegboard shelves on there and then just decorate it. And yeah, I believe I put a lamp there, more books. What did I put over here? I put a little seating area over here, so they could, have a place to rest, or I guess talk to guests or entertain or something in there. So someone could play the piano, the other person could listen. I put a light there just to brighten that area, and then I believe that's the entire build. Get a good look at it. Here are the screenshots, and thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any requests for builds, definitely leave them in the comments below. I love it when you guys request things. I always try to complete them. And yeah, I love the challenge. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.